right? Stuff that I prayed for a year ago is the stuff that I have now. And what's causing my unhappiness was that now that I have what I have and I get here and I'm like, this isn't enough, I need more. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Eddie back at it again with another video. Today I'm just going to be talking about how me losing my job and being unemployed for, what was it, like 3 months, how it was actually a blessing from God. There's no way I can look at this situation and say that, there isn't a God, because it's just, everything was just aligned too perfectly for it not to be him, and I'm not here to whether tell you to believe in him or not, whatever the case may be. This is just what I believe in, my experience. So I'll just take it back a little bit. I was working a job that I hated. It was just draining. The money was okay, but zero work-life balance. I'm up early, get home late, just to have time to go to the gym for a couple hours, go to sleep, do it all over again the next day. Sitting in traffic all day, like, it was just bad, right? And I'm young, and and I know they say, you're supposed to grind young, so you don't have to work so hard later. And I'm not opposed to hard work or anything like that, but this was just, you sit there and you realize, like, this is just not how my life is supposed to be going right now. And so something in me just told me, like, hey, like, this is your time. Like, this is your time to move on with your life and try something new. And so I just went with it. So while I was working there, I just started, applying for jobs. Nothing was really hitting. And then all of a sudden, the job that I was working at, they told me, hey, we're closing this office down and we're moving an hour away. You coming or you're not, right? And so that would have made my commute, a lot worse, in the morning. Have to get up a lot earlier, get home way later, right? And I remember just sitting, just thinking, just like, oh my goodness, right? Like, my life is spiraling right now, right? The job that I hate is about to be a job that I hate times 2 because of the commute, right? But this really made me, realize the type of man that I am, right? I could have folded, there's so many different ways that I could have went about this, but I decided to keep at it and just grind. So I started applying to more jobs, and, at this point, I was just trying to find a job locally so I can get up out of there so my commute wouldn't be too crazy, just, get out of there, find something to do, while looking for, what I really wanted to do. And so I finally found a job. I left that company, got to this new company. I was there for a week. And then after that first week, I woke up Saturday morning to an email talking about that I had got let go, basically because they couldn't afford to pay me. And there's nothing I could do about it, because that first 90 days, it's a probationary period, right? At will, like, they can do whatever they want in that first 90 days. And so now I left the job where I was making good money to come to this job to where they let me go in the first week. And I still got bills to pay, I still got rent, car payments, insurance, phone bill. I gotta buy groceries, food, like everything is just crashing down on me, like, bad. And just to give you a little timeline, this happened when I got the new job. It was like in December, like early December, like late November, early December, like December 3rd, maybe, like something super early, like around the holidays too. Would you look at that, right? Crazy. I mean, good thing I'm cheap. I don't spend a bunch of money, so I had a bunch of money in my savings that I was able to pay bills with and do what I needed to do. During this time, I wasn't telling anybody. Like, nobody knew that I had lost my job. Like, I kept it a secret from everybody. My mama, my parents, nobody knew. And so I just went and I was grinding, and but it was disappointing. Like, you know, I'm applying to all these jobs and nothing's hitting. Like, I'm not getting no callbacks. I'm not getting any interviews. I'm changing up my resume. I'm lying on my resume. Like, I'm doing all this type of stuff. You know, trying to find a job. I'm finding jobs that's super far just because I needed to make some money. Like, I'm doing all types of stuff. And I don't know, like, you know, you get to the point where you're applying for jobs, and you know, there would be times where, you know, I'd get an interview and I'd get a second interview, and I'm going through the ranks and getting to the last interview and then not getting the job. Like, y'all don't understand, that's the most draining feeling ever, right? Because it feels like you gotta start all the way back from square one, right? From getting to our first interview to the last video can go from the first interview to the last interview can be like a week, 2 weeks in, and you just feel defeated because you know you gotta start all the way over from square one. And you know, it was draining. Like, there's times where like I wanted to give up, like whatever, just get out of my lease and go back and live with my parents. And you know, like, there's so many of those thoughts, but I'm like, what kind of man would that make me if that was something that I decided to do? And so I stuck with it, and I ended up finding a job that I went back, you know, to school to do. Something that I actually enjoyed doing, which is just so crazy because, like, everything, even though as bad and as traumatizing and as heart-wrenching as this whole process was, like, if I would have found a job any sooner, or if I would have stayed at another job any later, probably would have never found this job. Like, you know, I make more money, I work like half the hours. Like, it's ridiculous. It's like y'all don't understand like how happy I am right now. Like, I don't even mind going to work. Like, it's crazy. And I remember when I finally got the job, and I finally told my parents, and we were having a conversation about my happiness and how this time period of, you know, me not working and being home and having time to, you know, do the things that I want to do, you know, it took me back and realized how unhappy I was. And a lot of it was, you know, they say comparison is the thief of joy, right? Like, I'm sitting unemployed at home, and you know, watching all these people in all these nice cars, big old houses, you know, influencers, you know, out vlogging and doing whatever they want to do, and you know, and I'm just like, man, like, I wish, you know, I could live like that. And I forget that everything that I have right now is everything that I wanted a year ago, right? Stuff that I prayed for a year ago is the stuff that I have now. And what's causing my unhappiness was that now that I have what I have, and I get here and I'm like, this isn't enough, I need more, right? And that's a problem, right? I prayed for this, God gave it to me, and I said, sorry Lord, this isn't enough, I need more, right? And that just, it just sets you back, you know what I mean? And so, you know, I had to sit down in a conversation with my parents, and they helped me realize that I just need to learn to be grateful for what I have, because everything I have is what I asked for, and everything that's for me will be there. Just like, you know, where I'm at now. You know, I went through all that to get where I'm at now, you know, and it helped teach me a lesson to be happy with what you have, because it can be gone just like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, it's a little testimony for me, man. Like, if y'all have any stories, you know, that you want to, you know, put down in the comments, you want to have a conversation, start a dialogue, you know, drop a few comments, you know, I'll reply to every single one. But thank y'all for tapping in. If you made it to the end, thank you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell, do all that, and I'll see y'all in the next video.